security breaches. From a recovery standpoint, hardware-based backup is slow and difficult and has to be done by central IT. With online backup, it's quick and easy. You can do it straight from your desktop so that all of the users in the enterprise can recover their data themselves, whether you're a 4-man small business or you're a 400-person enterprise. In fact, you could recover straight from your BlackBerry or straight from your iPhone. So with online backup, you're no longer tethered to the IT department to do your recoveries, which massively reduces the burden on IT. From a security standpoint, online backup is encrypted end-to-end. Some of SOS's first customers were governments and military government agencies. So SOS uses a 3-tiered encryption system, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the technical part of the demo. Hardware-based backup is usually not secure at all, so security isn't built into hardware-based backup solutions. Access to data. With online backup, it's as simple as pulling an iPhone out of your pocket. So there's a great story that one of our partners tells. He's a small IT consultant, and on Sunday he was on the golf course and got a call from one of his clients. And the client said, 3 years ago we put together a presentation for a customer, and I know it's in our backup archives, and I need it first thing tomorrow morning. Well, the way Greg tells the story, that type of request previously would have been a 4 or 5 day request to go and get the media from an off-site archiving vault, bring it on site, do a full recovery, then apply all the incremental recoveries thereafter, and then go through all that data to find the file. As Greg tells the story, he took his iPhone from his pocket, he logged into his SOS account, he did a few searches using the criteria that his customer had given him, found the file, emailed it to his customer from the golf course, which is pretty profound. And it really talks to the access power of the SOS online backup system, which I'm also going to talk further about in a few minutes. Management. Hardware-based backup is costly to manage. This is the labor cost I was talking about earlier. So it takes time in central IT. It's very time-intensive to run. With online backup, it's set and forget. With our new Pulse framework, you can manage up to 5,000 computers through one central administration console, which is pretty exciting, and we're going to demo that. From a cost standpoint, we just saw how for your customers, online backup is a much less expensive solution for a much higher quality of service. So your customers are getting a better backup at a better price. And then from your standpoint, on hardware-based backup, you make single-digit margin once. On online backup, you can make as much as 60 or 70% gross margin on your product sold with a recurring revenue stream. So it's very attractive for your customers, very attractive for you and your business. And so this bullet at the bottom of the slide is really what we're about here at SOS. We want to convert backup from being a major customer pain point and a cost center for your business into being both a sales center and a profit center. All right, so let's, in the interest of time, let's step through and I'll quickly give you some industry stats. We often get questions from partners of how big is the industry, have I missed the boat, is there still an opportunity here? And the short answer is that the overall backup industry is at about $10 billion a year. Online backup's only at about $1 billion a year. And most people are saying that, or agree that online backup's going to get 70 to 80% market share. So we've still got enormous growth ahead of us. We're going to grow from being a $1 billion industry to being a $7 or $8 billion industry over the next 5 years. So it's an exciting time to be getting into the market. We're past the point where online backup is an early adopter technology. At this point, it's now pretty widely accepted in both the small business space and in the enterprise, and we're seeing rapid adoption, particularly in the small business market. So let's turn and look at the technology, and haven't had any questions yet, but would really welcome questions on anything we've covered so far or any of the technology we're going to look at now. So as I was saying, SOS's technology has always been about 3 things: protect, access, and share. And with Pulse, we're adding manage as a 4th pillar to our product. And I'm going to talk about SOS Pulse in just a few slides' time. But looking at these 3 components, SOS is about providing you with best in the industry protection, which is backup and recovery, best in the industry access, which means the ability to get at, transform, search, and index your data from any device, whether it's a smartphone, an Android, a BlackBerry, an iPhone, laptop, doesn't matter, and share, transforming data in different ways and making it more accessible to different people in different ways. whether that's sharing with a Facebook friend if it's a home customer, or sharing with a business colleague for a business customer. So then looking at some of the key features in the product, I'll flip through these slides, but I'd really recommend you check out the features subsection of our website, which really contains terrific information. If I may, actually, I'll just draw your attention to our website. We've recently relaunched the website with a lot more focus on what our partners want access to. So I've just pulled up the website here now. If you go to on the SOS website, under the SOS for Resellers tab, there's really a wealth of information about the industry and the technology. So here on the home page with these different options down on the bottom left, and also these top tabs, whether it's the features and all of the rich features we're going to talk through now, or whether it's the Partner Resource Center, which we'll see in just a few minutes as well. But let's look at some of these features here. Unlimited PCs. What this means is that on any given SOS account, or your branded backup account, so if we're talking about David Rada Online Backup or Steve Strickland Online Backup, any given account can have an unlimited number of PCs on that account. So this is pretty important actually. So most of the other platforms will tie a given subscription to an individual PC. The problem with that is, of course, if computer A blows up and you need to go to computer B to recover, well, you need another license for computer B. Whereas one of the more powerful features of SOS is the ability to manage many PCs from one interface. So I'll just switch back to the PowerPoint deck. You can see here in this screenshot up in the top right-hand corner that this particular account's managing 6 different PCs, which is a terrifically powerful tool. And when you couple that with Pulse, you've got extreme power to manage and administer your online backup universe. Continuous data protection, we've got built-in CDP, so you don't have to pay anything extra for a CDP license that's built in. And this will watch files, and the second that those files change, it will then back those files up to the cloud. Global roaming access, you can access your data through any web browser-enabled device, whether it's an iPad, a laptop, a Mac, doesn't matter, any browser-enabled device. And then we've also got a rich array of mobile solutions. So we've got an iPhone client and a BlackBerry client, got an Android client coming, but we've also then got an Android web app already. We've got a Windows smartphone web app. We've got an iPad application, all of which give you the ability to access, control, and administer your accounts and your data from your mobile devices. So going back to the story about Greg on the golf course, he didn't need to go into the office to get his data. He could access his data right on his iPhone. Free integrated local backup. This is important because being a backup company, we believe in having backups of the backups. So we don't force you to simply use online backup. In fact, we really recommend that you leverage our local backup technology, which is built in, which means you can maintain full local backups as well as then having critical data backing up to the cloud. Unlimited versioning. This is another really powerful feature. What we do, we actually store an unlimited history of versions for a given file. So if you've got a file that changes every single day, we'll store 365 versions of that a year, and we bear the cost of that. That's at no cost to you and no cost to your customers. We're the only online backup company that does this. What it actually means is that SOS also becomes an archiving solution. So if you've got customers who are subject to HIPAA regulations or Sarbanes-Oxley, this is perfect for them because they can retain their 7 years of versions in the SOS cloud, and they don't have to then buy an archiving product as well as a backup product. So you can sell this as both an archiving solution as well as a DR solution to your customers. Very powerful scheduling engine, so you can set up backups to run on different schedules, whether it's daily or weekly or monthly. A powerful recovery system, which is, again, flipping back to the PowerPoint. Sorry if I'm flipping around a little bit today. But our recovery engine allows you to, well, let me pause and go back. If you think about what I just said about unlimited versions, and you've got a file that changes every day for 7 years, that's a lot of versions. That's 2,100 versions that you've got to maintain for that file, and that gets impossible to manage. So we built an extremely powerful search and timeline-based recovery interface, which you can see in that middle screenshot, which allows you to roll back your recovery to any point in time that's been protected. And we've got customers with 7 years of version histories being stored with us. So this is an extremely powerful way to roll back to any point in time to recover your data. Physical media upload on the left. This is the ability to send in a disk with the data that you need uploaded for your first backup, so you don't have to do that first backup over the wire. And we pioneered this technology. We're the first in the industry to have it, first in the industry to have most of these things, actually. Unlimited versioning we've talked about, and then unlimited archiving. One of the things our competitors do is that if you're backing up a file from a PC, and it's backing up every day, if you delete the file from that PC, they'll then delete the file from the cloud. So they follow your deletion, effectively. And they all say, we're not an archiving service, so we shouldn't keep that. Well, we did some research on our own customers, and we found that more than 60% of recoveries on our system were because of losing or accidentally deleting a file. So from that, we then made the decision that it was absolutely ludicrous for our competitors to be deleting your data from the cloud, particularly if accidental deletions are leading cause of you needing to recover your data. So we keep that data forever until you explicitly tell us to remove it from the cloud. What that means for you as a reseller is that you can sell this as an archival solution to your customers, which gives you yet another string to your bow. So it's an incredibly versatile product that you can use to sell to your customers, and I think it's really the most versatile product on the market today. I've got a couple of questions here. Sorry, I've been slow to answer them. Caden Pownall asks, is the backup an image-based file or individual files? In other words, can a customer sort through an Explorer-style interface to find the file they require? Yes, Caden, they can. So you can slice and dice and search the interface in a variety of different ways. I'm not sure if you can see it here in this screenshot, but you can search for files. You can use the timeline-based recovery, and on the next screen of this, it simply presents a tree view structure. We can actually see it on the previous slide. So if you see up in the top right-hand corner here, I know it's very small, but there are 6 PCs, and under each PC there are hard disk drives there. I think it's C, D, D, C, E. And each of those hard drives can be expanded and navigated, or you can use the search interface to find the files you're looking for. David Rada asks, how does one do emergency disaster of a server with online backup? I imagine the server must be running first. So David, if you're talking about recovery, then yes, you would open up the recovery system here and you would recover the full system. So you could recover an individual file, folder, drive, or you can recover at the entire system level, which is very powerful. Steve Strickland asks, I have a question regarding pricing model.